So now there are two things to it. One is questioning, one is doubting. They both are not the same.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so I can question. Hi, Guha. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So I can question. I can question the teacher. I can question the teacher from where is the source and how it is and how he has experienced and all that. I can ask that. But I can't say what he's experiencing is bullshit. Okay, or I can't abuse the teacher saying that I don't agree with you. Okay, I can.
Or what if you said maybe you're sick when you said you had experience or something that then it's kind of in that category, right? You shouldn't be saying that.
No, it doesn't matter whether I was sick or I was fine or I was this or I was that. The question is it creating a problem for you? Meaning, let's say somebody asks me some question and I can give answer based upon whatever I can give. And then only thing you can ask is that, can you substantiate in which I can find out that you are not imagining, right? So now let's say as an example, then I say, why don't you refer to Samanapala Sutta, right? Where Buddha says this can happen, that can happen, that can happen, right? And that's it. So whether he believes or he doesn't believe, he's created a doubt for himself. It's not questioning, he's created a doubt. So when I create a doubt, I get caught up in the doubt. So I get my hindrance starts. I'm hindered by that. Let's say I'm on the Dhamma, I'm hindered by it because now I'm not able to let go of the teacher on one side. Neither I'm able to let go of the doubt. If I have to let go of the doubt, then the teacher. If I let go of the teacher, then I need to find what I need to do now because now I have followed the teacher because I don't know how to do it. Now I have doubt in the teacher itself. Now I don't have anywhere to go, right? So questioning, is it fair? Yes, it is. As long as it is within the preview of the Dhamma, the teaching, right? Let's say I give an example. Yesterday I was floating and I went to meet Indra and then I went and met Brahma and I just casually asked him, would you like to have some tea? And he said, here we don't drink tea, only on the earth or on the human life you drink tea, etc., etc. Okay. Now it looks fabricated, basically, right? So you have a doubt. So you can ask him, how did you go to heaven or to the Brahma realm? And he says, this is the step I followed. Now you can ask, how do anybody do it? And then here is a sutta. But that's it. I can't say, dear sir, can I tell you? I think you're imagining it. That itself is a problem. I think you're faking it. That itself is a problem. Because all of this will lead to my own obstacle. So I can do two things. One, I can thank the teacher. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate all that you're saying, and go away. In that way, I'm not creating any kind of blockage. And I shouldn't be thinking about the teacher. I shouldn't be harming the teacher in my mind. That guy, he is a horrible person. No, never do that. Never one should abuse the teacher. No matter whether you're convinced or not convinced, that is okay. Like if you've seen the sutta, the bhikkhus go and meet the wandering ascetics and they don't agree, they don't disagree. They just come to their teacher, which is Buddha, and pose the same question. And they don't go back to correct that person. What Buddha says is, next time you meet somebody like this, you answer it in this way. You got the point?
And usually, if they don't get the satisfying answer, they'll just leave. They gallop and leave.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even those people will leave, even you can leave, right? So now you come to me and I say something and you are not convinced about it. It's okay. It's absolutely fair. I mean, we are all humans. So we can leave the place. But at any point in time, I shouldn't have a bad opinion about any teacher. Let's say Goenka. I shouldn't abuse. No matter how much I dislike or like or whatever it is, let's say Ramana Maharshi. No, I shouldn't. He is from a different tradition, but I don't have rights to abuse that person. Let's take Sadhguru as an example. It is nothing like I like Sadhguru. It's not that I don't like Sadhguru. No, stop it. It's got nothing to do with you. Yeah, you have some concerns on how he speaks. Okay, that's fine. But that's not the argument here, because that blocks, let's say, some other guru. So the person name is some other guru. Should I follow? It's up to me. If I am convinced about the teaching of some other guru, it's okay. But now I'm not convinced about some other guru, what I should do? Just leave. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess there's at least two kind of doubt. One type is that I doubt the genuine, whether the person is lying or is it being honest and all that. So that kind of doubt, I feel like it's definitely a hindrance, and you shouldn't question in that way, because
No.
you should observe.
No, it's not like that. Any teacher should teach based upon the scripture. Number one. Number two, if the student asks, how did you do this? He should be able to demonstrate it. Second point. Third point, if the student is very unruly or questioning every damn thing, the teacher can say that, hey, you know what? It's not working out. So why don't you just exit? It's in your interest I'm talking about. It's not in my interest. I have got nothing to do with you. But you seem to be not convinced about what I am saying. So why don't you just go where you want to go? It's a very polite way of saying that you take care of yourself. Simple as that. Now, let's say somebody joins and then he asks me, Vilas, tell me, is this there in the sutta? Like this, whatever you're saying. I should be able to demonstrate. Yes, it is there. But convince or not convince is his problem, right? Now, I don't have to sit and convince him. Hey, you know what? I am the best teacher around and all that. No, it need not be. Yes, it's there here. This is how it is. If you practice like this, like yesterday in the Hindi session, what I did is that for 20 minutes we did the Anapanasati, and the next 40 minutes we looked at the Vipassana, how it should be done. Now, what is Anapanasati? Whatever Goenka has taught, fine. What is Vipassana? Now, for the whole day, how you kept your precept, you look at what are the consequences as a part of Vipassana. So, what happens? You'll get feeling in the body. You'll get if I have told a lie, I'll have a dukkha vedana, that is unpleasant feeling. So, I need to watch that unpleasant feeling. Now, if I have slandered, I get an unpleasant feeling. If I have used harsh speech yesterday, then I get unpleasant feeling. If I've stolen something, then I get unpleasant feeling. All those unpleasant feeling is showing me that the path I've taken is duccharita. That means bad deeds. Because I'm having an unpleasant feeling. If I'm not feeling any one of those when I do Vipassana, that means I'm not having any duccharita on that day. So now you tell me who will reject it? Who will say, no, I don't agree with you? It is not as per Buddha teaching? No, you can't. Because Sila is the starting portion of it. Now they can't say, or anybody cannot say that I don't agree with you. Because Sila takes you to Samadhi and Samadhi takes you to Panya. Right? So if there is no Sila, there is no Samadhi. If there is no Samadhi, there is no Panya. Simple as that. So there is nothing more to argue or nothing more to say, I don't believe this is what taught by Buddha. So now the controversy is removed. Right? Otherwise, if I do things on my own and I create my own tradition and I say this is mine, and that becomes a problem. That becomes a questionable thing, because that is my personal thing, right? And you might agree, you might not agree, you might doubt, I might doubt you, you might doubt me. So we both are in the same darkness. So as long as there is a scriptural reference It should be fine because you can try it out. You can just see what happens for the whole day. If you are not breaking a seal, you can see your state of your mind. Simple. There is nothing intuition there. It is true. If I've told a lie, that is going to be pricking me all the time, and I know it is pricking me. So when I sit for vipassana and I look at the Duccharita Vipaka, where it says that you will be born in either an animal realm or in the hell realm or in the Preta realm or the ghost realm, right? I know I have spoken a lie, and nobody knows or doesn't know is a separate issue. I know. I myself know. I've intentionally told a lie. I know I have done it. So now when I do vipassana, what happens? The dukkha vedana starts to come on in the mind and it develops in the body. So I have kayika dukkha vedana, I have chetasika dukkha vedana. So both the vedana are there. Now when I observe it, it creates fear. And when it creates fear, I am suffering. The dukkha is there. And bhiru in Pali is fear. So you have one side fear of death, other side the dukkha, vedana. So if somebody asks me, Vilas, will you go to heaven? I know I'm going to hell. It's very clear. It's very clear. Whether I believe, I don't believe, I don't agree, I agree, it doesn't matter. So now what should I do? So what I've done in that group is that I've told them, you keep a book, maintain a diary, and 14 days you should have empty sheet. That means you shouldn't have broken any seal at all. Whether you kept 5 sealers or 8 sealers or as many sealers as you think you want to keep it, but you shouldn't break it. Right? So you have it. You have it with you. You don't have to show to your teacher. And who has said that? It's there in the Buddha. The teaching itself is there. Simple. So then the samadhi is going to be there. Is it working? Is samadhi working? Yes, sir. It's working. That means Sila has given you the samadhi and then you are in panya. So how should I doubt the teacher? So there are two things. Investigation teacher is one thing. Doubting the teacher is another thing. They both are not the same. Got it, Ravi? They're not the same.
Yeah.
The doubting the teacher is the ability, the teacher's ability. That is fine. But if the teacher says this is the source from which I have learnt it, you like it, you keep it. You don't like it, move on. Simple as that. You find
I
your own.
think scripture is really the key point. That was.
Yeah, you should always. If a teacher is there, he shouldn't go even a dot away from the scripture. Why? Because he is also deluded. He will be deluding half of the other people who are trying to understand what it is, right? You shouldn't do that. It's always the scriptural reference. Why? That raises your confidence. Otherwise, the person himself will become unconfident. Or the other person can come and say that I don't agree with you. Show me. Show me the proof. And then he says, you know what, I developed it. I was meditating one day and I got one thing and that thing told me to do like this. No. So if you see the Buddha teaching, he says, till the time I had completed this, I never announced it. So if I were to take my own case, then I shouldn't be teaching till I am an Arahat. Which I am not. In any which way, I am not.
Buddha cannot teach because he doesn't have the scriptures, but we have the scripture. So
No, we have the scripture, but if I go by that standard definition, I shouldn't be. But anyway, and you have reached certain place, so you can. But what I'm trying to say is that if I go by the definition of such, I shouldn't be. Anyway, so that's your answer to your question. Then I think you said you have a vague idea, so now you have a complete idea, right?
yes.
Okay, so now what I wanted to cover is on a topic which I'll be taking up in the evening, but today I thought let me find out our progress in this forum. So that 9 week agenda I have put now, right? So the 9 weeks, what are we trying to do is to reach for oneself, know for oneself where he has reached. So Guha has been speaking to me on a lot of things. It's very nice to hear from him about Nama and Rupa and how it that removes the personalities and all that. It is absolutely true. The fabrication is only in the Nama and Rupa. So if I don't have any Nama Rupa left, yatta namancha rupancha asesam uparujjati, when the even a little bit of Nama Rupa does not stay, Vinyanasa nirodhena, the Vinyana will get into cessation. Ettesam uparujjati, it is completely gone. Right? So now let's understand where are we and what is Nibbana and where are we in relation to that. Nibbidda, the root word is nib, is to erase, to remove, to sort out. Okay, what is there to sort out? Sort out between the real, that is illusion, versus real. Right? Nibbidda is a stage when I am out of an illusion. Right? So what's the practice? Like I've been telling, is that there are many practices you can use. The favorite one which Buddha talks about is a dog on a plank. Dog reflecting itself on a plank and watching its own reflection. And it starts to associate with that dog, which is its own reflection. Clear? Now you put to us, you, me, everyone is the same reflection. Are we able to see it as our own reflection? That's a test. That's all. If yes, illusion is gone. If no, then I'm as deluded as any other person. I can be called as an intellectual deluded person. And there is a person who is not intellectual. Only two things. So, Nama and Rupa Cheda, that is Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana, is a stage when the person is able to penetrate through this body, which is seemingly like a person, that there is no person at all. That glimpse when you get is splitting the five aggregates, which is Sotapanna. Now, if we stop possessing it forever, it is Sakadagami. If for these five aggregates the Kamachanda and Vyapada has gone, then it is Anagami. If the five aggregates don't even make any sense any longer, it's an Arahat. Right? Five khandhas. That's it. So, can I do this test for myself? Can be standing in front of the mirror to watching somebody or talking to somebody or whatever it is. Can I be in Nibbidda? That is disillusionment. If yes, that is meaning only for conventional purposes, like in the Milinda Panha, only for conventional purposes. I'm talking to Ari. I'm talking to Shreyas. I'm talking to Bhim Reddy. I'm talking to Guha. Talking to Sachin. Convention. Conventional reality. That is sa upadi sesa. That is, you have created something just for convention. You know there's nobody like that. But for convention, sa upadi sesa nibbana dhatu. So the quality is of nibbana, meaning you know you have created it. There's no person out there. You created it. So you're not worried. Just like you go for a drama and then there's a actor, so you're supposed to take that role. And you say, okay, I'll do that role. Okay, what's the role? You tell me. Yeah, in this drama, you're supposed to be a father. Oh, okay, okay. What he's called as? In this, his name is Vilas in that drama. Okay, okay. So Vilas, the father. Oh, what does he do? Here is the script. Understand the script, and exactly you have to do it. You have to bring in the emotion. You have to bring in all the things that is required. But if Vilas was Ram, or let's say John, and he is given this role as Vilas, and he forgets that he is John, then he is deluded. He forgets. He becomes that role. This is called becoming. Bhava. Pache Jati. Now I have become Vilas. Jati Pache Jara. So the aging will happen to Vilas now. There was no Vilas there in the first place. It's just a drama. Boss, I sent you there for playing the drama. What are you thinking? You're Vilas. Oh my God. I never said. No, I am Vilas. Hey, John, you are not Vilas. No, I am Vilas. Okay, enjoy. But in that drama, Vilas is married. Yeah, I am married. To whom? To the wife there. John, you are an unmarried person. How can you marry? I am married. I have got 2 children. You're not married. How did you get 2 children? That's there in the drama. I have written it. I myself have written it. Vilas is one person and he has 2 children and 1 wife. This delusion is created by illusion. Anibiddha. Na nibiddhaya, na viragaya, na nirodhaya, na upasamaya, na abhinyaya, na sambodhaya, na nibbana. This is the mantra of the Buddha in evaluating all his teachers, all his practice. Pasarasi Sutta, if you go by that, he explains what I wanted to do. Why I left Alara Kalama, why I left Uddakarama Putta, is not because they were not good to me. It is not that I did not learn from them, but my yardstick of success is Nibiddhaya, Viragaya, Nirodhaya, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbana. So the first question that should come to me, have I achieved Nibbida rather than focusing on Nibbana? Have I achieved Nibbida? If yes, then Nibbana is just a process. It's just a process, you just follow. But the first one is Nibbida. So like this drama where this person called John mistook himself to be Vilas, in the same way, we have mistaken ourselves to be a personality now. So it has become Satta. And because of Satta, there is Atta, self. And because there is Atta, there is Nitya. Nitya, Sukha, Atta, Subha. Simple. What we are trying to do is to have Anatta, Dukkha, Anicca, Asubha. That's the real. So we are got deluded now. We are in a wrong place. We just were to be actors playing the role, not the action, taking karma out of it. We're not supposed to do that. We're just supposed to just do an acting. Yeah, okay. You wife, you're horrible and all that. But internally, there's nothing like that. There's no wife and there's no husband. And once you come out and say, hey, how was it? How was my acting? Beautiful. You literally made me feel that for a minute I was feeling I'm your wife. Good. What an acting. For a minute, I felt that I'm working for this company. Good acting. For a minute, I felt I'm an American. Good. You felt it, right? That's what. A minute, I felt I'm an Indian. Oh, wow, good. But you are not an Indian. Please understand. Neither you are an American. Neither you are anything. It's nothing. Voidness. There's nothing out there. Shunyata. There's nothing there. It's just a drama. So can I, through my practice, whatever I'm following, whosoever I'm following, have I got Nibbida? That's the question. If yes, done. Whether I'm doing Goenka technique, I'm doing Pa-Op technique, I'm doing that technique, this technique, whatever techniques available with me, doesn't matter. Because my yardstick for success should be Nibbidaya, Viragaya, Nirodhaya, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbana. That's all. Okay. So, first test. When I see this person in the camera, am I seeing as a myself? Yes. Gone. Sometime it opens up, say, showing that I am not that person. This is not my nose. This is not my ear. This is not my tongue. This is not my eye. This is not my body. This is not my mind. The Salayatana is seen. The 6 ayatanas are seen. If yes, at the very moment you will see Nibbana. Because it closes off. The moment you see it, it'll all close away. So the first time it closes away, it becomes Sotapanna. The second time the 6 senses closes, becomes Sakadagami. The third time it closes, it becomes an Anagami. The fourth time it closes, you're an Arahat. Yeah. Because you have understood arising, cessation. Simple. The Samudaya, Vyaya. Arising, cessation. So, I need to check the nose, mouth, ears, blah, blah, all that. We have gone through it. But the reason why we are doing that is to come out of the disillusionment, like the dog standing on the river or let's say lake. It is watching its own reflection, but doesn't know its own reflection. It thinks there is a dog out there, and it starts barking and doing all kind of nonsense thing. The same way, this chitta, which is same everywhere, pabhasaram idam chittam, has turned itself into a vinyana, which means it has got deluded. So when it sees itself as Vilas, separated from Aryu, separated from Shreyas, and separated from the rest, and starts to feel, I am liberated. It is the most idiotic way of putting it. Who? The chitta. And hence in the Mula Paryaya Sutta, Buddha says, if you do a manyana, if you consider, if you determine like that, Nibbana is also not true. So out of 24, the last one is Nibbana. So you can't say, I want to be Nibbana. Simple. I have understood fabrication. No, you're as fabricated as that question itself. It's ending of defilement. It's not creating further defilement. So you should know, or I should know, that I'm using language. But in the mind, I am feeling that I have understood the defilement, or I have understood the fabrication. It's just a figurative speech. There is no fabrication and there is no defilement either. It's just a name given. That's the thing I need to refer myself. When I say myself, within this atta, atta hi, atta no nato, if I am doing that, then I need to reflect upon this mind body complex or materiality mentality complex and cut off. So yattha namancha rupancha asesam uparujjati, and the name and forms are completely removed. Uparujjati means picking and throwing it away. Vinyanasa nirodhena. Now the vinyana is no longer going to be there. That means when I see this person is Vilas, it's vinyana. Which vinyana? Mano vinyana. Due to chakku vinyana. Chakuncha paticha rupecha upajjati chakku vinyanam tinna sangati phasso. So the contact has happened. So when I see this camera and there's a person watching, I'm watching that person. It's just a body, but superimposed as Vilas. Even though no Vilas is there in that place. Because no Vilas is there here also actually. It's just one body. And it is, the reflection is only the body. There's nothing else which is happening. There's no Vilas out there. Absolutely I can't find Vilas. But since illusion is there, formal name gets presented in the nominal form. Nominal form is this. The person on that screen. The formal name is given to this body, but the association with that. So now we are two people. Same way, Aryu, a formal name for a nominal form. What's the nominal form? Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. 8. That's all. There's no Aryu there. If I cut his skin, blood will come. If he cuts my skin, blood will come. If I ask him to open the mouth, tongue is seen. If he asks me to open the mouth, tongue is seen. If I see this teeth, he is also having a teeth. He has eyebrows. I too have an eyebrow. He has a nose with holes. I also have a hole with nose with holes. He also goes many times to the washroom. I also go many times to the washroom. So there's no difference. The nominal form is just the form in the name. That's the illusion. And that is the illusion maker. Who? Vijnana. So in the Pena Pindupama Sutta, Maya Upamancha Vijnanam. It's a Maya. It's just Maya in Pali is magic. You just create something which is not there. So isn't Vijnana creating Vilas, Aryu, Shreyas, Bhim, Guha and Sachin? Even though it is showing SK, you see this. It's showing SK. There's no Guha out there. But I am studying him as Guha. Right? What a strange thing. I should have said SK. There's no Guha out there. It's SK. But I'm still saying he's Guha. That's the magic. So that's the question I need to ask myself. This is a practice. When I practice, always I need to practice this. This will work only when the sila is good. Unbroken sila. And I have had Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha as a experiential faith. Now I come to that section. What is experiential faith? So it goes like this. Ipiso Bhagava Arham Samma Sambuddho Vijja Acharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusanam Buddho Bhagava Iti. Oh, very good. Now, did it remove any illusion? Now I need to do the Vipassana of Buddha Guna, or rather Buddhanusati. Now what I am going to do is, what is Iti, Piso, Bhagava? Why do we say Bhagava? Bhagava is a person or is a state when you know both the ends, this end and that end, the beginning and the end. of everything. That means the whirlpool is seen. Vattam Vattati. Vatta is circling. Vattati is going around. So the whirlpool is seen. That's the reason it's Bhagava. So when I say Bhagavan, Bhagavan Buddha, what I am trying to say is that one who has seen both the things, he has seen both the extremes. Which extreme? One extreme is Kama Sukhalukanu Yogo, another extreme is Hila Matanu Yoga. He has seen both the extremes. He has seen annihilationist, he has seen Sasattavada, Uchchedavada, both extremes. Self, one who believes that God exists in this way is one view, which becomes Kila Matanu Yoga, because God will ask you to do sacrifice. So you need to do this ritual, that kind. I will wear this dress, that dress. I will cover my head. I will do this. I will do that. It's all about doing something. Kila Matanu Yoga. Annihilationist is that nothing exists after this, so let's enjoy fun, have it. So Kama Sukha. So annihilationist and this. So that's the reason why it is Buddha, Bhagava. Iti piso Bhagava. What are the characteristics of Bhagava? First one, Arham. That is Raga, Dvesha, Moha is completely removed. Okay, great. I am having Moha, and that's the reason I am having Raga and Dvesha. I have understood. So I am following Buddha Dhamma because it is going to cut out Raga, Dvesha, Moha. I am convinced. So, Arham. Samma Sambuddho. One who has found what? Buddho. It's from two words. Buddh means to know. Buddho means one who knows everything of it. If it is Kama, he knows everything. Okay. If he knows Rupa, he knows everything. If you talk to him about Vedana, he knows everything. If you talk about Sanya, he knows everything. If you ask him Sankhara, he knows all the Sankharas. If you ask him about Vijnana, different kind of Vijnana, he knows all the Vijnana. If you ask him by the 31 realm of existence, he knows it. Samma Sambuddha. Vijja, Charana Sampanno. Now Vijja, 6 Vijja. Dibba Chakku, divine eye. Dibba Sota, divine ear. Then Pubbe Nivasati Jnana, that is past lives. Then this Chuti Papata Jnana, which is arising and passing away of all beings. Fifth one, Parachitta Jnana, able to read others' mind. Sixth one, Asavakhaya Jnana. So these are the 6 jnanas, wisdom. So I am following Buddha because of the 6. I am convinced that he can give me that. Otherwise, there is no point. So 6. Now I come to the 15 Charana Dhammas. Sila, morality. Second, Indriya Samvara. Nobody teaches Indriya Samvara as good as the Buddha. So I am following that. 3. Bhojane Matyanutta, moderation in eating. Pachavekkhana, that's a place where to study about this third one. Fourth one, Jagariyanu Yoga. If you are taking care of the Bhojana Matyanutta, the Jagariyanu Yoga, the taking how much sleep is required is automatic. So they both are interlinked. So 4 things. Then 5th one, Saddha, faith. 6th one, if I could look at it, is Sati, unbroken Sati. Then the 7th one, Hiri. Hiri means moral dread. Ottappa, moral shame. Okay. Pahusaccha, he has understood truth in all directions. You ask him in whichever direction, he knows the Satcha of that. And then Virya, energy. Last one in this series is Panya, wisdom. And then to prove it, he has 4 jhanas. First and second and third and fourth, all taken together, 15 Charana Dhammas. So now I have experienced good amount of Charana Dhamma. So I know what he says is true. Sila will guard the senses and hence Indriya Sambara. Sila and Indriya Sambara will now give me Bhojana Matyanutta. So it guards me from overeating. If it guards me from overeating or indulgement, then the sleep it guards. Then gives me Saddha automatically. Because these four are working. So the Saddha, faith, the Saddha increases, Sati increases. The Sati and Saddha increases. Hiri Ottappa is going to be there. Moral dread, moral shame. I fear of doing wrongdoings. Because Sila is taking care of these two guys. Moral dread and moral shame. Bahu Satcha. I am understanding the Four Noble Truths. And other two, Virya and Panya. So I am always getting wisdom. So there is nothing to say I don't believe in Buddha or nothing to say I believe in Buddha. Both are wrong. There is nothing belief about it. I experience Buddha. That's a right way to answer. I experience it. So Charana Dhamma. Sugata. It takes me to a good destination. Sotapanna will cut the 3 apayas or 4 apayas. Sakadagami brings me only one existence. Anagami, no existence in the womb. Arahat, no existence at all. What else is required? Sugati, good destination. Lokavidu. So, I have understood Satta Loka, all the beings. Sankhara Loka, all the different sankharas or the preparation or the makeup artists basically. And Okasa Loka, the world of things on one side. Another side, Lokavidu, is 4 into 2, 8 Lokavidu. One is Labha Alabha. Second one is Yasha Ayasha. Third one is Ninda Prashamsa. Fourth one is Sukha Dukkha. So I've understood. Nobody needs to convince me. This is the worldly Dhamma, Lokavidu. Anuttara. It takes me beyond this worldly realms. It cuts the worldly realm. Anuttara. Purisa Dhamma Sarati. One who, if I am the passenger, the Sarathi, one who is showing that one is riding, he takes me to the right destination. For whom? Satta and Deva Manussanam. So Satta is all beings, Deva is the Deva, Manussa is the humans. Buddho, one who has seen the entire knowledge, Buddho, one who knows. Bhagava iti, and hence he is Bhagava. Now I started with iti piso Bhagava, ended with Bhagava. I have given what is Bhagava, if we were to see. And now that's the reason he is Bhagavan. He is shown 2 extremes and a middle. And hence Bhagava iti. Now, coming to the Dhamma for Vipassana. Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo. Swa, self. Akha is eyes. It opens up your eyes. The Dhamma will open up his eyes. How? It's called Dhamma eye. Dhamma chakku. Now how? It is by seeing iti imasmim sati idam hoti. Imassa uppada idam uppajjati. Iti imasmim asati idam na hoti. Imassa nirodha idam nirujjati. This being, this comes to be. With the arising of this arises. This not coming to be, this does not come. With the cessation of this does not happen. Meaning, this comes to be. If birth comes to be, okay, with the birth, the remaining thing arises. This being, birth being, the reason for birth being, and the birth comes to be. With the cessation of birth, that is amata, immortal, or you can call deathless. This not being, this does not happen. So if you cut birth, there is no death. Simple. Now, whether Tathagata exists or doesn't exist, this nature law is not going to change. That's what he says in many suttas. Okay, it's not about Tathagata being there or not being there. This is a nature law. Nobody can change it. So if you give an option for it to arise, it will arise. If you don't give an option to arise, it will not arise. Nothing to blind follow something. So, Swakhato Bhagavata Dhamma. He has shown two extremes in the middle. So, it opens up. Sanditthiko, you see, no? If birth is there, death is there. What is there? Sanditthiko. Akaliko. There's nothing called time. It doesn't take time. Akaliko. Yehi pasiko, come and see. Opanaiko, investigate. Pachattam veditabbo vinyuhi iti. So now you learn for yourself this knowledge of how hetu pabhava happens. E dhamma hetu pabhava tesam hetum tatagato aha. Come and see. There is always a cause and effect, law of causation, which is paticca samutpada. Come and see. If you come and see, then you will associate with those people who have seen paticca samutpada. So, coming to the next section, the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sango. Su is good. Pati is to bond. Patipanna is one who have seen, and one is experienced. Okay, of good. That means he has seen both the extremes. Bhagavato savaka sango. The savaka, follower, have seen this. The Dhamma. Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sango. So now they can be corrected. They are so clean that if you tell them, hey, Vilas, you are going a wrong direction, they'll immediately correct. They don't argue. Oh, no, I am right. Oh, is it? Okay. This way. Oh, okay. Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sango. It means that this person has niyama dhamma. He has understood the nature of things. He will not cross the boundary. Nyayapatipanna. And the fourth one, Samichi Patipanna. So he has understood what needs to be understood. Yadidam chattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala yesa bhagavato savaka sango. The remaining thing you know it, and that's all what it would take as vipassana. So what it will do for me with the sila and knowing these three Buddha Dhamma Sangha is that it takes me to Sotapanna. I know I am a Sotapanna. Then it takes me to Anagami level. Sakatagami, Anagami. And when the Nama and Rupa are completely eradicated, the fabrication is gone. Everything that is fabricated is gone. And not having any fabrication is indeed Nibbana. And you're always in Nibbana. Now you can play any game. And you're done. The match is over. So now you can go to any game. Somebody says, hey, Vilas, why don't you do this for me? Oh, okay, I'll do it. Hey, Vilas, why don't you do that for me? Oh, okay, okay, I'll do it. Because there's no self, there's no person any longer, there's no attachment to anything. Hey, I'll tell you, you play my brother role. You look very good. Okay, I'll do it. Hey, Vilas, why don't you play the Buddha role? Oh, yes, I'll do that. Hey, why don't you do a dacoit role for a change? Oh, yes. Hey, no, no, Buddha role, I love it. Ah, you are back again with your game. The illusion is already there. Now, if an Arahat point of view, just Sankhara Dhamma, nothing else. It's only fabrication, nothing else. There's no thing out there. This is what it is. So, how do I know that I have reached here? By practice. So, what should my practice? Sila, unbroken sila. Then, understanding Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then, understanding five aggregates. Then, understanding Four Noble Truths within the five aggregates. Then, understand the six ayatanas. Then, understand the five dhatus. Then, totally patisamutpad. That's it. With that, my delusion is gone. Moha is gone. If moha is gone, raga dvesha will not be there. The first thing I need to remove is moha, not raga and dvesha. Raga and dvesha are not there. It is there because of moha. If vilas exist only, then there is raga and dvesha. If the vilas itself is not there, where is the question of raga and dvesha? Right? It is about protecting vilas. It's about protecting the opinion of vilas. It's about protecting about the identity of vilas. And that is the moha, delusion. Illusion is gone, so the delusion is weakened. So the nibiddhaya viragaya, so viraga happens. This passion creeps in. What is the point? Then nirodha happens, cessation. Then you get upasamaya, peace, peaceful face. Abhinyaya, able to see things differently. Sambodhaya, Four Noble Truths. Nibbana. Yes, Eric, go ahead.
Quick question. At the anagami or even sakadagami, is there still a protection of vilas?
Yes, absolutely. Avijja is there, no? But a very subtle protection of Buddha Dhamma. Now I have become a Buddha Dhamma protector. I don't
But
want
not
any.
so much vilas. Not so much vilas.
Not so much vilas, but vilas as anagarika or vilas as bhante vilas. It is going to be there. That's the reason mana is the last one to go. Ati mana has gone, but mana is going to go in the last.
I thought the possession of vilas is already dropped at the sakadagami.
You can consider whatever you want. You experience and see what happens. Okay. What is yes Guha?
I'll put it a lot simpler. I don't know all this stuff. And, you look at Huinong, he knew very little, but then he was immediately realized, or Mahakashyapa, didn't know any theory, he was sitting in the edge of the crowd, but immediately understood what Buddha was transmitting. So the way I see it, and everything will fall into place. You can add 1,000 more concepts, even those will dissolve when I present, what I'm presenting. So the sense of self, what is it? It is the feeling I am. This is me. I am.
Correct.
Okay. Now that sense of self. Now just give me some time while I present it,
Sure.
and then we can discuss it. There might be some fallacies, and errors, which are some fallacious statements may be made, might be in contradiction, but I think it'll all finally fall into place. So the sense of I am, if you look at it, it's very ephemeral. It seems very concrete when Here he is sitting here. He knows he is. It's very concrete. There's no doubt in his mind that he is. Or Vilas Ji or Beam Ji or, all of us know we are. But you go to sleep at night, 2 a.m., and you're fast asleep. There is no you. There is no I amness. Nothing. Everything dissolves. When that dissolves, time and space dissolves, fear of birth and death, everything dissolves. Wake up in the morning, I am rises. When the I am sense rises, everything rises. In a kshanam, in a nanosecond, the whole tree of becoming starts from that speck of beingness. Everything arises.
Right.
From that comes name. So if you were fast asleep at 2 a.m., I don't know my name. Nobody knows our name. We don't even know our wife's name. We don't know which city we live in. We don't know what bed we are sleeping in. We don't know if our house is facing east or west or north. We know nothing at that stage.
Right.
So that is a metaphor for the Nibbana state or for Nibbana. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a metaphor, not a real state. So when you wake up, immediately naming starts. I said, this is Vilas, this is, okay. Immediately, form starts. He's a male, he's a female, he's tall, he's short, everything starts. Name form starts. Time starts. Today is Monday, today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be a holiday. I plan to do this, okay? And once time starts, past, present, future starts. So present is not isness. It's very, present is the wrong definition of isness. To be present is actually a misnomer, because to be present means in contradiction to the two extremes of past and future. So isness and asti is a better, asti, aham asti, that I amness is more, isness is more a good way. So past, present, and future born. Past is born is regret. Future is born fear that I might die. Fear of death arises. So religions arise. God and saviors and all that arise. And I'm going to make a small point here. Unfortunately, Buddha came to say the light is within you, and we made him a Bhagavan. See, that's the problem with our Nama Rupa. See, he said, don't look at me as a Bhagavan, look within yourself. Last words he said, be a light unto yourself, because even his Nama Rupa dissolves. No insult or anything like that, his Nama Rupa also dissolved into absolute state of being. So, from the form comes the whole sensation of birth and death and, the whole thing. Okay? So now, what is that I amness? One is it is ephemeral. We know it is ephemeral. In deep sleep, anesthesia, if you're in a swoon, somebody hits you on the head, you get knocked out, it's gone. The minute you awake, I amness comes back again. So I amness is not permanent. It's not real. It's an unreal reality. It's relatively real. It's not absolute reality. Okay? Second, from a neurobiological standpoint, what is that I amness? Even you go to ask an MIT, Harvard scientist, I've asked a lot of people, theologians can't explain it, nor can neuroscientists. Nobody has cracked the code for consciousness. So what is that I amness? Nothing. This flash of two neurons, neurotransmitters are flashed, and a sensation of I is created. And when the neurons go into sleep, you get into from NRM to REM sleep, from REM sleep to non-rapid eye movement sleep. You go into a fast, deep sleep where your eyes don't move, complete stillness. You reach the state of Nibbana, relative Nibbana, then everything disappears at that stage. So when you wake up, the whole thing starts again. So that means that I amness is only an illusion. That I that I'm talking now to you is an illusion. And you who are acknowledging that is an illusion. I'm illusion to illusion, I'm talking. If you see that as an illusion all the time, 24 hours, I wake up at 2 a.m., you said, I am an illusion. You go to the bathroom and you're sitting in the toilet and you say, I am an illusion sitting in the toilet. When you have a bath, system, name, body, Nama Rupa, I am an illusion. Then there is nobody in there that can be born or die. That is the end of suffering.
Absolutely true.
That is it. If you put it that way, then all the dhammas will fall into ayatanas, everything will fall. When the I am goes, you're slicing it at the lowest root. I am is at the base of this whole pyramid, huge structure. When I am goes, everything will start crumbling. Doom, 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 doom. Everything like a pack of dominoes will all fall. And then you're in a state that is not I am. What is that state? Nobody can define it for you. you will be in that state, or you are that state.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, you have a question.
Yeah, I do have a question. So in the deep sleep, I think you mentioned with practice, you can become aware when you're in the deep sleep. So in that state, is there still I am? Is my question.
There's no I amness, but there's awareness in the deep state. Because when you wake up in the morning, you don't, you know, you did sleep. However, a Buddha said that he had awareness all through the 3 stages of night sleep and all that. But that's still theoretical. Don't go into theory. Look at I am all the time. I am is going to be the breast on which you suck as a baby. You're going to go to that I am. And if you stick with that I amness, you realize the I amness itself comes and goes like everything else. It is also ephemeral. It comes in the daytime, at nighttime it goes. So it has maranam, it has jananam, it has both mrityu, it has death and it has birth. So if that you take as concrete yourself itself is ephemeral, then what underlies it? That question cannot be answered, because once you're in there, there's no telling. Only when you come out, you can tell that you were in that state, but you cannot. When you're in that state, it's like a black hole; it'll consume you.
I guess in general, the I amness is with the six senses. Right? I feel like
Yes.
the I am you're talking is the sixth sense, but in
Yes.
the deep sleep, I guess maybe we can debate. There's a different type of I am, but it's not the same thing.
It's not. That is the idea that dissolves. And what you get into that sleep state, nobody knows, but that is still within the body-mind framework, unfortunately. That awareness also is within the body-mind framework. So that is why it's a metaphor. It's not real. Even that is within the body-mind framework. So when that also goes, that means even during the waking hours or sleep, there is no difference for you. You're always awake. There is no sleep time and wake time for you. Wake time is sleep time is wake time, because you're always aware. You're into that state. I won't call it, I don't know what to call it. The minute you call it Buddha Chitta, you call it Brahman, Parabrahman, or you get into again Nama Rupa and linguistics. So best is not to name it at all, you know. So like a fetus or newborn state, you ask a newborn baby what its name is, what its religion is, when it's going to die, it'll know nothing. It's pure state of that awareness. You know, that state is where we have to be.
Yeah, Bhim, you're raising your hand. Bhim, you are on mute. You are on mute.
Where he's talking about the I, but that path can be what he's talking about.
I couldn't understand what you said.
Your voice got cut. Can you again repeat?
Sir, wow, sir, explained that I rise it and everything the world perfectly. And, in order to overcome all the want to overcome the ego, yes, atta, it's not necessary to overcome, to understand the five predicates are only.
No.
Can you write that in the chat?
Your voice is breaking, Beam. What you can do, you can just type it in the chat. There is a chat there. We can see you'll have a chat window there.
I will ask later.
Okay. Fine.
Right.
Okay. No problem.
You go ahead.
Okay, sure. So coming back to the point what you made. I mean, are you done, Guha?
I don't think there's anything else for me to understand.
No, I'm not speaking about.
I don't know about that question. I can't answer that question. All I know is I've come to the end of the road, which I've never had before. I've come to the end of the road, and I know the obstacle, and I've seen the obstacle. That's all I can tell you.
No, that's fine. I mean, I fairly understand what you're trying to say, and I appreciate your state of your mind. But that need not be the state of mind of everyone, right? So when we get into that state, you have entered that state, but then you can't present that state to anyone. Right? So it is your state. It is not somebody's state. So what I can talk about that, what you said is correct. That's all I can say. There's nothing to argue or debate or say this or that. Now, in that case, why do we require so much of Dhamma? You don't require. All that you require is arising and passing away. That is anicca. That's it. That's the nature of everything. Right? Even the I is an arising, it has a cessation. The body has an arising, it has a cessation. The feeling has an arising and a cessation. The perception has arising and cessation. Everything has an arising and cessation, including consciousness. It arises and goes away.
But the problem is that the I amness feels that it is everlasting. It
No,
has
that's
a
no.
sense.
You're
It doesn't-
combining two
doesn't
things.
doesn't see Namarupa, doesn't see dissolution, actually see it. It's a theoretical concept for the I am. But the I amness has to be seen as an actuality, that it is ephemeral. The I amness has to know it itself is ephemeral.
No, that's correct, Guha. What I'm trying to say is there are two separate things. One, if you're smart, you get anicca, and that's it. There's no other thing to be learned, or you don't require so much of botheration. Sure. So there is no need for any kind of botheration of anyone. If anybody can understand the tilakkana, that's it. There's no other thing to be known. Ultimately, what needs to be known is anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's it. There's nothing else. Everything is built on that foundation. If I can't understand tilakkana, and then I'm going to say what is anicca. So I can say, somebody says that rupa is anicca, vedana is anicca, sanya is. But I have understood. I have understood anicca. I have understood dukkha. I have understood anatta. Over. Case closed. There's no need for understanding ayatana, dhatu, this, that. So much of things are not required. So it depends on the standpoint at which I understand or I don't understand. Like those people who came to Buddha, there are certain people who came to Buddha. With one liner, they became Arahat. He didn't have to teach 100 different concepts. And there are people whom he had to give a long discourse. And they had to come again and again and again and again, ask him and then practice. So Guha, if you have understood, there ends the matter. There is no proof required, because ultimate proof is oneself. You can't present it to anyone, or I can't present it to anyone, no matter how many different suttas I read. I am doing it just to help people. But there's no need, meaning there's no need for me to go through each suttas and find out. I'm just doing it as a service. It's nothing that I need to be associated with it or I should be disassociated with. Because if I get associated with it, is one extreme. If I get dissociated, it's another extreme. So both extremes can be seen in everything we do. So when we
One way of putting it is, I'll put it in one way. So there is a circle and there is a center, Once you have a center, you have the extremes. You have the diameter, radius, and circumference. The center is the I am. The feeling that I am is the center. That is Namarupa. Call yourself a name and form. When the Namarupa dissolves, when the I amness dissolves, the center dissolves. When center dissolves, that is the middle path. That is the middle path. Because there are no extremes. So that the path itself becomes...
No, Guha, I don't understand where is the disconnect here. What you are saying, I understand. That's all what it is. See, Vattam Vattati is nothing but a whirlpool. If we have understood the whirlpool, and that's it. There's no other thing to be known.
No.
So by mistake, the river, one side of the river, thought that let me go against the water. It tried its best and started circling itself, and which is called as a whirlpool. If you really ask, is there a whirlpool? There is no whirlpool as such, but it looks like an identity. There is a person there. It's rotating. So if you throw anything inside that, it will suck. Right? So what is it sucking? It is sucking form. It is sucking name and form. Right? What else will it suck? Now, the whirlpool gets a knowledge that I am indeed river. If somebody asks, what happened to the whirlpool? There's no answer to be given there. Did it merge with the river? Not the right answer. Did it go against the river? Not the right answer. Did it become part of the river? Not the right answer. Did the river eat it away? That's not a right answer either. Did the river throw it? That is not the right answer. So, in the Dhamma, if you see, these 10 questions are always there. What 10 questions? 6 related to how is life, 4 related to the person. Okay, so I can ask one question. Is Jiva, that is life form, okay, is one, and the how it is world, is it another or is both the same? So now it's a very tough question because there is absoluteness. It's like asking, is river real? One extreme. Is whirlpool real? Another extreme. Right? Now, is whirlpool part of river or river part of whirlpool? I will ask the next question. Are they different? Are they the same? Now you have to take a stand that it is the same. That means it will merge. No, they both are different. It means they remain separate. Okay. Now, whether we call this as a language problem, whether we call this as an intellectual problem, whether we call it as whatever problem, the answer to that is only silence. There's nothing else anybody can explain. So, in the Aggivacha Gotta Sutta, Buddha gives, I didn't say this Vacha. Then he asks the other way around. He says, I didn't say that Vacha. Then for this, he says, I didn't say that Vacha. Like that, 10 questions he answers, I never said it. Then he says, Bhagava, when I asked you this, you said I didn't say. If I asked that, you say I am literally confused on what you want to say. And he says, yes, this confusion is acceptable. Right? And he says, how should I understand this? He only gives him one simile. What? It is a fire. It is dependent on the wood. If the wood is part of the fire, or fire is part of the wood, if you were to discern like that, you will never get anywhere. If you ask this question, is fire is dependent on the wood? Answer is yes. If the wood is dependent on the fire, yes, as long as it has potentiality, the fire is going to be there. When the fire goes away, can you then say the fire went in the eastern direction or the southern direction or the northern direction or the western direction? No, that's it. It got extinguished. So, if you have understood the center, extinguish is there in the center only.
That's right.
There's nothing else to be known.
Else to be known. That's
And
it.
if you, that's what I have been also telling you when we both are having private chat, is that if you have understood this, there is nothing else to understand. There's nothing else to seek. You are liberated. And you know you are liberated. So you don't have to go and tell somebody I am liberated. Because you were never bound in the first place to get liberation. Being in bondage is as ephemeral or as illusory as liberation. You were never in a bondage. You were never in a liberation. Because you never existed in both the ways. Simple. If you have got it, if you have got it as an experience for yourself, when there is no experience and an experiencer apart from what is being experienced, that is the circle and the radius, the circle itself is projecting as a radius, the radius as itself doesn't have a circle. When the circle knows that I am projecting it and stop projecting it, it's dissolved. That's it. So there is no further discussion or debate or anything required, because that's all what it is. Now, if I have not understood that, and then you require these theoretical concept and all that. So for one who is released, there's nothing to be known, because all that need to be known is known. He doesn't have to worry about whether I'm a Sotapanna or a Sakadagami or Anagami or Arahat or whatever that is, because that again is a concept. It is built upon a concept. Now there is a liking for me to do that, and that has to be there. That means that interest has to be there, because even for liberation, you require to have chanda, that is interest. Even for bondage, you require to have a chanda, which is there. So for liberation also, the interest is there. For the bondage also, there is interest. Actual state is neither of the above. Got it? There's nothing to be liberated because there was nothing to be bonded in the first place. That's the answer to it. That's the middle. That's the perfect middle. Neither this nor that nor in between. So in the Bahya Sutta, he says, neither this nor that nor in between. There's nothing like that. Now Ubhayam Antare, not even in between. Yes, fine. So I just wanted to say how you can understand these. That's it. If you have understood, there's nothing more to understand. There is nothing more to seek. The seeker and the sought are the same. Till you get it, you're seeking. Once you get it, you stop seeking. You start enjoying it. Because there's no you. So there's only enjoyment. As long as there is you, you are separated from the enjoyment. So you want that enjoyment. But when you don't have you, there is no enjoyment either. So it is void. Good. Okay. Ari, you have question on what he had spoken about? Okay.
No, I was only wondering about this I am in the deep sleep, but I think
That is like he said, it is a example to be given. You can't really go into it that there is an I-ness and there should be I-ness, otherwise who wakes up in the morning and all that will come. It is just a metaphorical way of saying Nibbana. If somebody wants to ask what is Nibbana, what's the easiest way to define Nibbana? Deep sleep, that's it. That's Nibbana. Okay, but somebody is seeing it, right? Yes, somebody is seeing it. So there's a witness. So what is awareness? So let's understand this thing called as awareness. Awareness means that which is aware of arising and passing away. That's all. It's the flowing. It's just a flow. So when we say mind stilled, mind is stilled to see this flow. So in the Ajancha, he uses that a lot. He says, still flowing water. Not many people will understand what he's trying to say. In the stillness, you can see the movement. If you are moving, you can't see the stillness nor the movement because you are the moving. You are the movie. So if you are you are witness, you are watching, then you can watch the arising and you can watch the cessation. Okay. Now, then comes this question that somebody should be there to watch these two. No. The same awareness has the ability to play the role of arising and passing and also be in that. The first practice is to slow down, and for that you require sati, right? The right awareness. When you have the sati, you can discriminate. Aha, this is when the starting happened, this is when the ending happened. And you let go, anicca, because it's dukkha and anatta. That's it. Simple. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to understand the Buddha Dhamma and get into Arahat. But since if we are not in that, even Buddha had to explain in so many different ways, and we have 84,000 suttas, and we have Abhidhamma, then we have Vinaya. All that were not required. All that was a waste of time.
Ananda will be the biggest idiot in history for not understanding after hearing 84,000.
Yes. Yes, exactly. He recited all of them, and yet he was not.
But he was dedicated to serving Buddha, that was his role.
No.
It was a beautiful role, actually.
No, whatever. We can put words and definition and all that, but the initial agreement with Buddha, if there is one sutta where he says, the initial agreement is not only to be his personal attendant, but he wants to know the truth as it is. Right? So he said, you have to tell me all that you are going to do with others. So he's the only person who has all the knowledge given by the Buddha. But that did not help him either. That's the message, right? So if you get it, very good. Otherwise, there is a Tuchcha Potila, right? So that guy knows the entire Dhamma of all the Buddhas. All the Buddhas, forget about Gautama. He comes to the hall and says, Gautama, I know this completely. And he says, Tuchcha Potila. And that makes him thinking, why did he ever use this word Tuchcha? Like, dust. He's such a
Also empty, right? Also empty.
Empty.
Hollow.
Hollow. Actual meaning is hollow, like a waste. There's nothing out there. And in fact, under Potila, so many people became Arahat, so many people became Anagami, so many people became Sakadagami, so many people were Sotapanna. And he had a huge fan following. And nobody could teach him because they have learned from him. So ultimately they give a 7-year-old to teach 81-year-old Potila. So sometimes we need to know whether we have become Potila or we are really experienced ourselves. If we have experienced, nothing else is required. That's it. So like somebody asked this question. Okay. So for yourself, for me, or for anyone, ask this question to yourself. Ekam kim. Just have that. Sabbe satta aharatika. So every being is on this world, whichever world it is on food. Just contemplate on that. That's the second one. Namancha rupancha. You have to define the name. That is, you have to give a formal name for everything and you have to act a nominal form to that. Third one, Tisso Vedana. The 3 Vedanas, the 3 feelings you're going to get all the time. 4, Chattaro Arya Satcha. Okay. 5 Indriya. 5 Khandas. 6 Ayatanas. 7 Bhujanga. Aryatangika Magga. 9 Satta Nivasa. That is 9 ways the beings can stay. So 1, the entire Kamaloka, and followed by the 4 Rupa and 4 Arupa Lokas. Finished. 9. 10 Dasangaihi Arhata Phala. That is from Samma Ditti to Samma Vimukti. Right. If you test yourself and you get green for all the 10 of them, that's a very simple way of getting through the Dhamma. You don't require any suttas. Just these 10 questions. What is one? Everything is on food. So when I see anyone, anything moving, any life form moving, including plants and everything, they are on food. There's no person there. And to create it, you require 2, Nama and Rupa. So when you create it, you require to have a 3 feeling. When you create 3 feeling, you're going to have a dukkha. So you require 4 noble truths. If to experience that, you require 5 ayatanas. 5 khandas. And to do that, you require 6 ayatanas. When you remove it, you get 7 bhujanga factors. And when you really experience it, you get Aryatangika Magga. Then you know where are you going to be reborn, which is 9 ways of staying. If you cut that out, the 9th one, the 10th, and the 7-year-old is an Arahat. Sariputta only asks him this. He doesn't give him all the gyan about dukkha khanda and this khanda and that one and that one. No. That's all what it is. So we really have to see where we stand. That's what I've been telling in this forum to everyone, including myself. Where am I standing? So from that, you have to come down to teach someone. From that, you have to come to a middle to teach someone. For that, you have to go to the highest to teach someone. If you want to teach, if you don't want to teach, you want to be part of just that enjoyment. Just watch. the witness, just a witness. That's it. And then you don't require anything. Or for anyone, we don't require so much of theory, so much of Pali, so much of Sanskrit, so much of this, so much of that. It's not required. Whether somebody said it correctly, somebody is telling like this, that is also not required. As long as, and we also don't have to have parallel references from other traditions, that what this tradition says, what that tradition says, because if it is immaterial, it ultimately speaks the same thing in different way. But why confuse ourselves by first going through it? As it is, we have so much of confusion in life. And on top of that, we start investigating the other things and we bring that, which is again a concept. Now this itself is conceptual. On that concept, you add another concept. Now you have to do something to remove both the concept. It's better to have only one concept, which is Buddha Dhamma, and be with it. No, not even require Mahayana, not even require Vajrayana, not even require anybody saying, including Vietnamese or Burmese or this or that. If I have understood these 10 things, that's it. It's called as Samanera Panha. That is, Samanera is the one who is just joined, and Panha is a question. So, Sariputta he says, wow, I have never seen anything like this. And he answers, and Buddha says it's an Arahat. Over. Not having to recite or do anything. Okay, so let's end then for today, and if we have something tomorrow, we can do that. Yeah, Sachin, today you're fully silent. It's good. Appreciate it.
Sachin tried. He tried a little bit, but yeah, he didn't go.
That's good.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Today he's been alive and listening and silent.
He's been a witness.
He's been a witness. He's practicing being a witness. It's good. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so shall we end the day? Okay, so Aryu, I hope you got your answer on observation, on teacher questioning and doubt.
Very good. That's a good one.
Okay, all right. Good day and good night. Bye-bye.